Hello, welcome to another episode of Power Rangers Megaforce Rewrite, or whatever I'm calling this. So this will cover episode 4 to 16, which will be from after the first three-parter all the way to the death of Malcor, which will be the end of the War Star arc thing. So, first episode covered is Training is Everything. So Troy gets mad at Noah for not telling them that he knew about the War Star already and was already fighting them before the first episode. And Noah's angered. They don't trust him that he did it for the right thing or whatever. So he leaves to go train. And then a monster attacks and kidnaps a bunch of people. And it grows giant. And they fight and using all their individual Zords, but they can't summon the Megazord without Noah, and they need the Megazord. But Noah realizes that if he wants to be a good leader, he needs to help his team, so he goes, forms the Megazord, and they defeat the monster. So, yeah. Next up is Going Viral, which is basically the same as the Megaforce episode, except for it's more about Jake now, because Noah's a lot more competent in this. So we just edit Sentai footage and shoot original footage for it. But yeah. And Jake would defeat the monster. Next episode, damn it, the image that I downloaded did not download. Okay, well I guess we're going with generic Megaforce photo. So, this episode, Jake is cocky because he defeated the monster all by himself last time. But he's trying to impress Gia with it, but Gia isn't impressed, and then when this new monster attacks, she has to defeat it by herself, and also it freezes everything because it's an ice monster. But she can't defeat it by herself and realizes that it's okay to ask for help. Next episode, episode 7, Harmony of the Angels. I believe this is the image. Alright, so it's basically like Harmony and Discord, but it's not a musical like that episode was. And instead of using actual lyrics, we just do instrumentals. And so, yeah. And Emma realizes that maybe not all bugs are good. Because that's what she thinks. Because she's a naturist. Or not, she's a nature activist and thinks. But she realizes that these bugs are probably just trying to be evil. Because they're evil sentient bugs. So the next episode is the Land Brothers. So Gia finds a little girl sad because she can't do push-ups, and Jake also can't do push-ups, so Gia helps them train to be better at doing push-ups. And at the end, they unlock the first Zord. First set of Zords. The brothers were, and I think I skipped an episode. Shit. Yeah, I skipped an episode. Alright. Backpedal. Episode 8. Pest Control. So basically, this evil bee attacks, and it's able to defeat the three guys and mind control them or whatever. And Gia and Emma have to work together and be better friends to defeat the monster. And the two honestly become good friends, and that makes these Zords come out, because basically the way it works is Zords are related to teamwork. If the Rangers are able to be a good team, they will be able to unlock better Zords. Because the Zords are more like sentient things, not just robots in this. Also, back in Going Viral, because Noah already is Man Ranger, he already has his Zords, and Noah lets Jake use the Sea Brothers to defeat the monster in giant form. But yeah. So yeah, they unlock the Sky Brothers. Then the next episode, the Land Brothers. But yeah, the three of them train until a monster attacks, and the Rangers morph to fight it, and they are able to defeat it, and then it grows giant, and and then Gia and Jake have to work together to summon the Land Brothers, which they do. Next episode, I'll just use this image, because this episode's all about Troy. So, an exotic hero. So, a monster makes Troy's powers go out of whack, and the randomness of his powers summon new headers, the exotic sisters, because, well, it's weird that they're all brothers. Like, in the names, they're always brothers, not sisters, so I made some of them sisters. I don't know. And they defeat the monster. And his powers go back to normal, and he never can summon the exact sisters again. Unless they use it later in the Sentai, and I don't know of it. Or if I want to bring them back for the finale. Alright, so the next episode is one that I'm pretty proud of. So a new monster attacks, but Noah recognizes it. And it's a monster that got his brother, who was also a Ranger, we reveal in this episode, killed. And it kind of triggers like PTSD, but not really PTSD, kind of. And because this monster forced, basically, it was gonna kill Noah, but his brother, whose name we learn in the next episode, Alan, sacrificed himself to defeat the monster. And that gets Alan killed, and Noah overcomes his fear of the monster because it was able to kill Alan, and defeats it. 11.5, the next episode, because we're on episode 11. It's more like just an 11-minute special episode called The Past. It's a flashback to the mission where Noah's brother sacrificed himself. Alright, so, yeah, that's all that episode is. The next episode, Electric Dilemma. This monster attacks, and basically Emma feels bad for a girl in a hospital, and the monster disables the electricity to the hospital. And so Tensu, who I had an image for this, but it didn't load, so I'll just use this one, uses his Zord mode, which he has but hasn't used yet, Hyper Data Tensu, to defeat the monster. And that's episode 12. Next episode, Creepox attacks him, on the ground. Same with Malcor, but not as much. Like, he appears, but then goes back up and lets Creepox do all the work. And the episode's called Attack of the Warstar. But yeah, the team and Troy are feeling burnt out from, a bunch of attacks that just happened. And we start out with a montage of them doing it. Especially Troy, and then Troy and Malcor, and Creepox and Malcor attack, and Gosei and Tensu are trying to make a new combination for the Zords, and they grow giant, and they can't use their Zords. But Creepox doesn't grow giant. But Troy is able to defeat Creepox, and then they have to use their Zords to defeat him again, because he grows giant. His Malcor goes back up to the ship, and they get a new mode, using all their swords that they've unlocked so far. Except for wait, no, that's next episode, yeah. So it uses all of them except for the exotic brothers. Yeah, so, and Tensu's version in this, his Zord is called, his header is called the hyper data header because he's not, but he's also in the cockpit with them in his new form, which he unlocked which he made for himself when he got his Zord, which is just Datus from the Sentai. Next episode is pretty simple. It's called Mystic Training, and Troy learns a new attack without, and Emma wants to learn it, so he tries to help her because he's been a bit nicer recently in the newer episodes. From episode in the last episode, he learned to be a better teammate, I guess, because that was a Troy episode. But yeah. And then a monster seeking revenge for Reebok's attacks, and Emma needs to figure it out so they can defeat it, and she does, and they combine the power to create to summon the Mystic Sisters, another pair of swords, which are like the ostrich and egg. And I have an image of Tensu using them, but I don't have an image of the actual Zords because it didn't download properly. Because that's just how it works. It's annoying. But yeah. And they're able to destroy the monster. Next episode is the Earth's Final Stand Part 1, which is basically the Malcor attacks the Earth directly by himself, and they have to stop him. He makes these little oxygen things that that make the oxygen unbreathable. So they have to go and find them and destroy them, but they're only able to take out one, and then all of them go off, making it's still partially breathable for a little bit, but not for long. So they have I'd say an hour, and yeah, that's where the episode part 1 ends. Episode 16, there's Final Stand Part 2. The Poison Air, they only have 1 hour, so they are able to get rid of half of the air generators, and then they use a special card or whatever that Noah had to clean the air. And then they only have 25 minutes left, so they take Malcor head on with an ultimate combo strike, and they defeat him. Also, we do see the Mystic Tensu in this episode. And that'd be called Mystic Hyperdata Tensu. Long name. But, yeah. They defeat Malcor, then they use their Zords, they separate them to into the brothers, so the C brothers go to there's 3 left, so they use all their brothers the C brothers and all that to go and disable the other air things, and they also have the card that cleans the air in there, so they do that, and they save the day. They celebrate, and the episode ends. So that's the first 16 episodes done. I hope to get my next part out soon. But yeah, that's about it. Have a great day, and make sure to do whatever you want. I don't care. Yeah, have a good day.